I got diagnosed with ADHD at 28 years old. This is quite a recent thing for me and it's been a lot to process. But since I started talking about my ADHD diagnosis online, I've got a lot of questions from people asking about the diagnosis process, asking, you know, how long it took, asking if I thought they had ADHD, you know, they're telling me their symptoms. And I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose anybody, but I hope what I'm about to share with you might make you feel more valid if you're one of these people that thinks you might be neurodivergent. I heard someone say recently that neurotypical people don't go about their daily life wondering if their brain works differently. Neurotypical people don't always question why they find everything so much more difficult than everybody else. They're not constantly trying to figure out why their brain isn't processing things the same way. So if you feel like your brain works differently, there's a very good chance that it actually does, because I know that my whole life I felt different. I felt like an alien on this planet. Like whenever I was younger, I was always like the quirky kid. I always had really weird fascinations. I remember being like 10 and I went through a proper hyper focus phase with ghosts. I was like, oh my god, I was so obsessed with ghosts, it was ridiculous. And looking back now, I realize that, you know, these were like hyper focused things and it's quite funny, but I was always like the quirky one. I always felt like I was too much for a lot of people, and I always got told that, especially growing up. I was made feel like I was too much for a lot of people, and obviously that's when I started masking my personality, and I have done for as long as I can remember. I've went to the doctor since I was 19. Like, something is seriously, I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been diagnosed with anxiety, depression, you name it, I've been diagnosed with it. But nothing helped me because I still felt this way. I now know that these were all symptoms of ADHD, and I was experiencing ADHD burnout a lot because I didn't have support, I didn't know what was going on. I was forcing myself into situations that were terrible for my ADHD because I wasn't aware that, you know, this was the case. For the longest time, I convinced myself that I was broken, that there was something seriously wrong with me. I felt like I was going insane because I just felt like everybody else was coping absolutely fine with life, and I was struggling so much with things that people my age were not struggling with, and I just couldn't for the life of me figure out why. And that was such a horrible feeling, and that's why my diagnosis has been such a hard thing to process, because I've went through hell with my mental health, blaming myself, feeling like I was going crazy. You know, it's been really, really tough. But people whose brains don't work differently don't feel like that. Everybody has mental struggle to a degree, of course, and everybody is prone to mental health issues. People can struggle with different things mental health related. But if you've always felt different your entire life, you're constantly questioning if your brain is different and you feel like you are neurodivergent, there's a very good chance that you are. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but I hope that this makes you feel a wee bit more valid. I always felt like I was different my entire life, and I couldn't quite put a finger on what it was. I just always felt just like outside the box. And now I know. I have been a neurodivergent girl living in a neurotypical world, and it has been hard. This is just a short video, and I hope it's made you feel a wee bit more valid. I will talk so much more about ADHD on this channel, and if you've enjoyed this video, then please let me know, and if you have any questions, drop them below and I'll answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye.